inside the Home Office Rwanda revolt as officials run from Sunak's crap show. We're going to read into this exclusive from iNews, you guys. Let's go. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. This is Reganelite here with an exclusive from iNews with the headline of Inside the Home Office Rwanda Revolt as officials run from Sunak's crap show. This law is unworkable. It's not just inhumane, insiders say. There is a lot of discontent in the department over the scheme. Guys, while you're here, make sure you hit the like button and share it across social media so others are notified of this video. Yeah, I'm not, this kind of just once again, guys, compounding the premise of how we feel about the Rwanda scheme. And there was actually a report, and I don't know if it'll be made in this exclusive, but there was a report I saw about potentially some civil servants being sent to Rwanda to help manage migrants being sent there when they get sent there to Rwanda as well, which I thought was absolutely insane. And I don't know how much of that story is true or not, but that I've heard as well, which is absolutely crazy. But civil servants here are just being left hung out to dry in all this situation. There are still like, even the fact that we have put in a law that says that this country is safe. Everything that is going on about this, it's just gonna it's costing us so much money, waste of time. It's a waste of politicians' time. It's not going to make a difference. And if you're somebody who generally believes in this policy, I really would like you to explain to me in the comments why you think this policy will make a difference, why you think that this policy will generally stop the boats. Now, you can make your arguments and cases all you want about immigration and numbers on there. That's not what I want to talk about here. What I want to talk about is, why do you think this policy would work? Because there are people out there, conservative voters, or some that are switching from conservative to vote reform, who generally believe in this policy. And I want to know why you believe in this policy. Why do you think this policy is going to make a difference? Because all it does is act as a deterrent. It doesn't actually stop people crossing the boats. It doesn't stop people hiding in trucks and whatnot to try and come to the UK. So I want to know from your perspective. But before we read into it, obviously, from the civil servant's point of view, there are severe consequences for civil servants if they are working the part of this scheme and they are found to be breaching certain laws, that could find themselves in deep trouble. And this is why civil servants are very scared about touching anything around Rwanda, because of international laws that we have signed up to, and they don't want to be seen as basically breaking the law. And that's kind of what this whole thing is about. There are so many legalities, so many things, barriers still in the way of Rishi Sunak to get these planes off the ground. And I just feel like when he does, like, even if he does, like, and I generally have said that I don't believe these planes will take off, and I'm still sitting on that pedestal, and I'm probably going to get kicked off it, and he's going to send them off. There's going to be, we as taxpayers are going to end up being fined by the international, by human rights conventions and whatnot. We're going to end up paying a fine. Never mind just paying for this whole wasted money of the scheme. We're going to end up paying fined for this as well, and it's going to come out of our taxpayer because of this pathetic scheme, because we will be in breaching of international laws as well, because Rwanda is not a safe country by the international community standards, by international communities. I'm not going to accept this premise of, well, other countries have worked there, the UN has sent people there, and that, yeah, but there's also something else that's been taking place that you people don't forget as well. So one of the nations close to Rwanda is one called Congo, the Democratic Republic of Congo, and guess what? There's a bit of a conflict taking place in that country right now, and tensions between Congo and Rwanda are at, almost breaking point, about almost to a point where the countries are about to could declare war on each other. Like, that's how big it is right now. So you could be sending people to a country that literally could be on the verge of war. Like, that's how bonkers it is. How is that a safe place for them? I know. So Home Office civil servants are running away from their roles linked to the Rwanda scheme amid intentional frustration over attempts to implement the government's unworkable plans, insiders have revealed. So sources have told the Eye that the already high rates of staff departure in the department's asylum division could rise further as officials seek to transfer into different jobs or leave altogether as Rishi Sunak's July target date for getting a flight to Kigali off the ground approaches. A fresh wave of legal challenges is expected, and civil servants are wrestling with an array of practical difficulties, including limiting detention spaces for asylum seekers selected for transfer. This law is unworkable, not just inhumane, said a civil servant involved in the scheme, who revealed there was widespread discontent about it within the department. The news follows the revelation that Home Office staff have been asked to apply for jobs in Rwanda to help process the asylum claim of migrants sent there from the UK. Some officials in the department are understood to have been delighted when the Safety of Rwanda Act passed this week, but others oppose the plan on ethical grounds, and many believe it remains unlawful, fearing that it could be held personally liable. The FDA union represents senior civil servants, is considered launching a judicial review against the law, and the Public and Commercial Service Union, the PCS, has not ruled out balloting for strikes if operational staff are ordered to violate a European Court of Human Rights ruling. The only option staff currently have if they do not agree with this policy is to move to another role, another official said. The asylum division has been running at 25% attrition for a year because it has been a crap show. Generally, they can see the clearance of the backlog and those who have no prospect of sending to Rwanda being another crap show. Huge backlogs and uncertainty about how to apply the Prime Minister's flagship Illegal Migration Act means none of the 73,000 asylum claims lodged since March 7, 2023 have been processed, and that queue is growing every day. So around 40,000 of those small boat migrants that come under the scope of the government's new duty to remove but remains in limbo because of the Rwanda scheme has not been activated, and there are no deals in place with other countries that could apply to the vast majority of cases. The Prime Minister vowed on Monday that new laws made it clear that if you are here illegally, you will not be able to stay. But Home Office staff told the Eye it would be impossible to detain and then deport that number of people. Assuming you can catch them all, the first problem is there is not enough detention space or personnel, said an official involved in the scheme. Even with extraordinary detention powers, you cannot detain them unchallenged for more than 28 days. It cannot work. The civil servant added that there was a lot of discontent inside the Home Office about the Rwanda scheme and wider mess of government's asylum policy, with civil servants struggling to meet performance targets and angered by incoming job cuts and a recent order to cut Home Office working from 3 to 2 days a week. The attrition rate has gone up because people are running away from anything directly involving Rwanda. So many are on temporary promotions and the new hires. Mostly agency personnel are left to do the job, hence why they are leaving fast, he added. They are replacing people all the time. There's always new people to train while those with expert knowledge leave, so the quality of the work drops. A third official said that many staff in the Home Office Asylum Department were uncertain of their future because the government plans. If implemented, it will dramatically reduce the number of claims they will consider. I generally believe, just before we go any further, guys, that a lot of these officials, especially ones with experience, are likely to come back if offered by a Labour government, simply because they will not be forced to break the laws. I don't believe. They know that a Labour government will not go out of their ways to break international laws just for the sake of the immigration. So my hope is that a lot of these people who are consistently going in and out, civil servants, will be offered an opportunity to come back and work, and hopefully they will be able to do their jobs without the worry and fear of them finding themselves in this situation again. Although the Safety of the Rwanda Act has now passed, we are still weeks from any flights and any further legal challenges as anticipated. We are looking for a possible change in leadership later in the year, and Labour has said they will abolish the scheme. Most of the staff are agency, and that is a fair attrition anyway. But permanent staff are concerned as to whether their roles have longevity. Yes, the Illegal Migration Act was intended to create a legal framework for swiftly deporting small boat migrants to Rwanda, but the government has fallen back on older processes to set up an initial flight because it has not yet been brought into force. The Refugee Council has predicted that the law could leave 115,000 asylum seekers in permanent limbo by the end of this year because it bars the UK from processing their claims, but it's insufficient capacity for them all to be deported to Rwanda. The charity predicts the backlog will see the system melt down. It calculates that because the asylum seekers are banned from working to support themselves before being granted status, it would also cost the government £17.1 million a day to accommodate and support them. Refugee Council Chief Executive Endeavour Solomon said the calculations indicate the immense cost, chaos and human misery that the Illegal Migration Act and Rwanda plan will unleash, adding, it will lead to another entirely avoidable system meltdown instead of operating an effective and fair asylum system. The government has recklessly bought this misguided legislation without any apparent fault to the staggering cost and long-term consequences. A Home Office official spokesperson said that the Home Office staff are committed to supporting the government's priorities of stopping the boats and delivering in accordance with the Civil Service Code. Staff working on the Rwanda scheme are given all the support and training necessary to carry out their roles. As the Prime Minister has made it clear, he will get these flights off the ground to Rwanda in the next 10 to 12 weeks. No ifs, no buts, they will take off. Even if it means innocent civil servants will find themselves in front of a judge. Yeah, I just added that last part in because that's kind of that's why so many civil servants are running scared of this policy. There is just too much. There's too much red baggage around this whole policy, guys. It's an absolute chaos. It's absolute chaos. I generally feel sorry for civil servants who, at the end of the day, are just doing their jobs, but they just don't want to be seen breaking the laws in any way, shape, or form. And that's the thing. They are there elected. You're right. I know people have said that they should just shut up and put up with it. They are there to do a job, the civil servants. What they're not there is to break the law. And if they are found to be breaking the law in any way, shape, or form, they are the ones who get punished. Not the government officials that make decisions. Not the Prime Minister. Yeah, the civil servants. They are the ones who will get punished here. So why should they break the law and go to jail for the sake of the government? Answer me that on the postcard, please. And this is the thing that they are generally concerned about. They do not want to be held responsible for this. They are there to do a job. That's their role. But it should not be that their well-beings are being put at risk here as well. And this is why so many people are in this situation of saying, screw this, either switch me to another department or I leave. So many good people are leaving. And I generally hope that if a Labour government does come in and wins the general election, that those people with experience who in the Home Office will come back or move back into other departments and whatnot, and help undo and get rid of this Rwanda policy, which I hope the Labour are going to commit to, and hopefully have an action plan to be able to deal with the asylum backlogs and have ways of being able to stop the boats and stop the smuggling gangs from getting people across the sea. But what do you guys think? What do you make of the chaos inside the Home Office? Are you surprised by the chaos inside the Home Office? Are you surprised by how civil servants and those working in those departments are being running all over the place like an absolute crazy town in there? Should they be concerned about their well-being and the possibility of them potentially breaking the laws and whatnot? Let me know your thoughts about all this and more in the comment section down below. If you found this video informative, please hit the like button. We greatly appreciate it. Share it across social media so others are notified of this video, and subscribe because it really does help support the channel. And if you want to go one step further, financially support me and the work that I do here, you can do so by becoming a YouTube member for as little as 99p, or join me on Rumble or Patreon for exclusive content there as well. So thank you all so much for watching. I hope to catch you all very, very soon.